Welcome to Make a Path Presents. My name's Ronnie Hayes, and today let's talk The Walking Dead Series 9 action figures and the cancellation of the 5-inch line. Alright, so real quick, for those who watch every video, this video is going to be focused on the collectors, mainly for the action figures and statues and everything. Right now we're going to focus on just the collecting, the 9-inch, and briefly talk about the cancellation, the Series 9 and the cancellation of the 5-inch line. Briefly though, so just to put this out there in case it's not your kind of video. Now the first thing I want to talk about is, yes, Series 9 is officially hitting stores. It's been hitting for about a week, and for those who are not familiar or maybe just now collecting, Series 9 is, I'll start off by the highly popular fan voted Beth Green, which will go with her sister Maggie and her father Herschel from earlier series. They got a really cool box art with the note that Abraham wrote for Rick on the map up top, Series 9, the Walking Dead logo, the nameplate down here. I don't know if you guys are getting a glare. And then on the back there's some really awesome artwork of the entire cast. So there's Beth, and this isn't really like a detailed look at the figures. If you want, right now you could check out Solid David Snake and Evil Cheese for the up close on the figures and the articulation. Next up they have T-Dog in the series. T-Dog is from seasons 1 and 2. Really cool that they actually made T-Dog, and his likeness is pretty damn cool. We're gonna get a glare again. The idea isn't the detail of the figures, that's for other videos, but yeah, so T-Dog's in the line, as well as Death Dale. This is a pretty neat figure. It was an exclusive, but that was dropped and now it's releasing with the rest of the line. However, if you did order pre-orders that were set up, chances are you're only getting the 5 figures and not Dead Dale. And you're gonna get the 5 figures that are standing, so you'll have to go hunt him down. So there's Dale. We got the Water Walker. I believe this is supposed to be the one that bit Bob. If it's not, it's definitely one of the walkers that were... No, it's not the one. I don't think so, but it's definitely one of the ones that were down there in the flooded food drive area. He's a neat figure. I mean, it's kind of... I'm a huge zombie fan, so I really like the zombies, but I wish they would make them not so like stuck. They always got a weird pose. We got Michonne in a constable uniform. This is one of my biggest gripes, though. A lot of fans have gripes that they're canceling the line. Well, I just don't understand why you would make a Michonne and not a Rick in constable uniform. And then last is, again, another repackage and re-release of Daryl Dixon. And I think this is for multiple reasons. One, he's got to sell good if they're just releasing the same figure. I believe he was released in Series 7.5 with this shovel, and he was also released, was sick? I don't know, but they released him a couple times. Now they released him this time with this little cross down there, which is actually really cool. If you were going to do some kind of diorama with The Walking Dead, if you were to buy like 4 or 5 of these Daryls just for the cross, when they hit clearance, if they do hit clearance, you'll probably make out like a bandit. He's got the shovel and the knife from before. I think it's the dirty variant is what they call it. Anyway, so that is Series 9 for all the collectors who want to run out and grab them. They're hitting your Toys R Us right now, and I believe you can find them on like online shops and stuff. A lot of pre-orders say they're going to hit it or drop at the end of this month and then March. So expect March to be a big flood of Series 9 if they're not around your area. Anyway, now I want to touch on the 5-inch line. That is officially the last series in McFarlane's setup for, or McFarlane's 5-inch figure line for the Walking Dead TV show. The comic book is still going to continue at 5 inches, and the comic book is also making new figures. I made a video about that. You could check that up. If it's not up yet, wait a day or two and it'll be up. However, they're not all the way canceling them because they didn't sell. They're basically upgrading them to 7-inch figures. Now, here's where I'm going to direct this to you. I want your feedback because I recorded mine, and like I said, I wasted a whole day and I went and recorded it, stopped it, recorded it, stopped it, because it kept ending up being 20 to 30 minutes long because I had so many different things to say. Like, yeah, I kind of wish they would stick with a limited release of the 5-inch line. That way we can get Constable Rick, we can get, you know, Lori to go with him, da-da-da-da-da. But part of me wasn't shocked because I never really thought this line would stay forever. I start seeing people talking about how, oh, this is bullshit, we need Tara, we need Dawn, we need this. I'm just like, that's crazy. They'll never make those figures. They're not going to sell. Just because you are in a group of other, you know, completist collectors does not mean that the mass market out there is buying these things at all. I see lots of Walking Dead figures on clearance, given after clearance, you know, they get a little harder to find and a little more valuable and everything like that. But my point is, there's pros and cons, and they're never going to make all the characters. So me personally, I kind of would start over. I would start over at the 7-inch line if they were highly detailed, if they looked great. If they come out great, that's awesome. But I do have some concerns. Although I love the idea of the 7-inch line. I do still want them to release a few 5-inch lines in limited waves. However, I have my biggest concerns is being this collector's package where you have the color tops. Okay, whatever, do color tops. But then they're numbered. But the series is going to be a mix and match of different brands, which as soon as I heard that, I said, nope, no, that has to be a typo. That's not correct at all. No collector. And here's the thing, they advertise it like the collector's box with numbered special boxes and bullshit like that. And I'm thinking, like, a collector does not want boxes to go 1, 5, 9, 13, because if they're only collecting The Walking Dead and number 1 is, you know, Rick, number 2 is Daryl, 3 is Spawn, 4 is Assassin's Creed, and then, you know, 5 is Michonne. Or another Walking Dead character, completist collectors into the boxes and all that, like the hardcore collectors like that, especially with the OCD, they don't want that shit. They don't want that shit at all. So I don't know what they're trying to do with the mix and match. Again, I'm still sitting back waiting to get more information on this. Now, if they released, yeah, you know what? Let's say the Red series came out, the Red Tops, and the Walking Deads were like TWD 1 for Rick, you know, TWD 2 for Daryl, TWD 3 for Michonne, and then Spawn was in the red line, the Red Tops, his number would be S1. And then come the green, which would be the next wave, it would go TWD, you know, for whatever character that is. And even though it goes from red to green, you still have the Walking Dead's numbers going TWD 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The color code is changing and everything's perfect for the complete collectors. That's fine. And then when you got the collectors who were collecting the spawns, it will go, you know, Spawn is S1 for the red one, and then for the green, the next wave, it would be S2. And then you'd have a red box, green box, and that way you get that collector's number. Do you see what I'm saying? I kind of just thought about that right on the spot just now, so if it sounds a little stupid and out there, let me know. And another thing too is they're doing Fear the Walking Dead in the 7-inch line, so you can actually have Fear and the Walking Dead blended in one line. We don't need it to be, you know, Fear the Walking Dead 1, Fear the Walking Dead 2. You can have that blended up. I'm going to make a follow-up video for the collectors, very detailed. We're going to cover the mini big heads because let's not pretend like those aren't the true replacements for the 5-inch line. I mean, come on, they have the 5-inch heads on them. You can literally take that head off, drill out the hole or whatever you do, and pop it on a 5-inch figure and make a custom. So these mini big heads, in my opinion, they most likely are the waves that would have came for Series 10 and Series 11, and we're going to get them in mini big head form. I just don't see any other excuse after that. I can't see them being like, well, let's go through the trouble of sculpting all these heads just for the mini big heads. So there is a chance we can see some 5-inch figures coming out still for the collectors that are for that. However, the argument has gotten really ugly though, with people just, you know, going nuts with you know, calling out McFarlane Toys and Todd McFarlane himself, which is kind of funny because they still have some residue left over from blowing them a week earlier, and now, you know, Todd's a fucking retard. So, you know, it gets a little, it's like, hey, wipe your mouth, bro. Now, what were you saying? But yeah, a lot of collectors are mad, and I do want to have a serious discussion because they do listen to the fans. So it is likely if we all got together and the majority of the fans were like, oh, you know what? No, this is a really good idea, and they can do damage control by giving us this, and it's a give and take, they'll listen. I firmly believe that, 100%. I'm going to be doing a follow-up video, so please, if you're a collector, give me your thoughts and opinions, all your gripes, all your concerns. Put those down in the comment box below. I will see you in the follow-up video. I'm done talking. It's your turn. Subscribe now.